Greetings everybody, welcome back to AI War Fleet Command. It's time for another champion mission. We're here in Phoebe, and let's take a look what we've got here. Message again from Lieutenant Alan Carmichael of Special Ops. Commander, we've entered the Phoebe Nebula and made contact with the human resistance group there. Several officers from Home Fleet are in charge, so we're among friends. We've got humans. The resistance group calls itself In Memoriam Terra. Given what happened, I suppose it is appropriate. The situation in the nebula is somewhat complex. I've attached the IMT transmission. Vice Admiral Putnam has this to say. It's been a while since we've seen another human military outfit. Glad to see you now. In another life, I suppose I would be above you in the chain of command, but all that was thrown to the wind long ago. The IMT is comprised of several units, and I command this one. We've taken a beating lately. The reason is that giant thing out there in the nebula. It looks like a machine of Zenith manufacture, but it's not entirely there. Some shots just go right through it. We think it's related to the shadow relics we keep tripping over in these nebulae. Nice problem to have, because I'm looking for all of them I can get. Whatever it is, it's a monster. It's not invincible, but we just don't have the firepower to bring it down, and it's coming for us. Has been for days. All we could do is delay the inevitable. Just to make things even more interesting, we encountered a pack of Neinzul roamers just before that thing swooped in on us. You remember the diplomatic incident with the roaming clans? Actually, I don't. So I'll spare you the history, but we haven't seen eye to eyes with them for quite a while. Thankfully, the Neinzul are the one thing in this ball of gas that isn't shooting at us. Actually, they want our help getting away from that thing out there. If they can reach the wormhole, they should be able to elude any AI or other hostiles outside the nebula. If we help them out here, maybe they won't be so universally hostile to us in the future. All that said, our primary objective is to destroy the Ravenous Shadow, as our sensor tech so eloquently put it, before it destroys all our basing facilities. As long as one remains, we'll have enough tools to repair and rebuild. Secondarily, the more of these enclaves that make it out in one piece, the better. To be honest though, that thing's preoccupation with chewing up the Neinzul is probably the only reason we're not already all dead. But there's only so many of these enclaves coming. Frankly, we didn't have a chance. But now you're here, and that's a pretty substantial ship you've got there. We might make it out of this yet. Okay, so what you're about to see is largely credited, I have to give to a commenter on one of the previous videos, and I'm probably going to butcher the name, Illistalo. But they pointed out that the Neinzul ship is not like the others, that I should take a closer look to it and not dismiss it so easily. And I probably would have done this mission a lot differently and a lot more difficultly if it had not been pointed out. So I really appreciate that. You've made this LP better by your contributions. So thanks. What's so special about it? Let's take a look. I've hopped in here and I lost all my shields on the way in. It was a tough road in, but I did make it. So we've got the human, the Zenith, the Spire, and the Neinzul. The Neinzul has some special things. It has vampirism, which means as it damages the enemy, it heals itself. It's got radar dampening, range of 10,000. It also is cloaked, and it's a little bit faster. The other ones are like this, like the Spire's 136. That's the slowest one, the more powerful one. 43 for the Zenith, 150 for the human, and we're at 157. So it's a little bit faster. It also does have some attack modifiers, the Neinzul does, for its primary guns, so that's not going to help us out in this particular situation. So before we decide to put what on this, the main thing there, though, that concerns us in this mission is the vampirism. Now, if we look over here, there's the Neinzul Enclave. We've got large human starbase 3 here, so this is going to be the one we need to repair and refit at. And then here is the Ravenous Shadow, which looks an awful lot like the Cookie Monster, the Devourer Golem. They said it's not invincible. 1,300 attack times 45. That's pretty powerful. Put it mildly. 18,000 range. We can shave that down to 10,000, but we're actually going to want to be close up to it. Lots of armor, ultra heavy hull, 7.5 million health, etc., etc., etc. It's immune to lots of things. And yeah, it says, thankfully it's not as powerful as the original, referring to the Devourer Golem. And that's very true, because if it was, we'd be totally screwed. But the Ravenous Shadow then appears to be our only enemy for this particular mission. So what do we need to fight against that? Well, I'm going to rely heavily on the vampirism, so the shields I'm not even going to want. And then, given how much armor it is, I decided to focus on armor piercing for my smaller things here. Now, the Needler module has very little armor piercing. It might have more if I upgraded it. The laser cannon has 12 armor piercing. None for the MLRS. We've got 13 for the acid jet, but it doesn't do as many attacks. So I'm thinking that probably isn't as good. Nano Subverter, obviously not going to do us any good. Translocator, this thing can't be translocated. So I think the laser cannon, given the combination of it being a higher Mark 1 and one of our higher damage per second output weapons, plus the increased armor piercing, none of these are going to help that much, but they will help some. And then bomber bays all around gives them something else to shoot at, and they also have an ultra heavy bonus if they manage to get off any shots. And again, shield's not going to be particularly useful. So first thing I want to do is notch that out. And before we actually go fight, let's take a look at a couple other things in the bigger picture. Metal is up to 1.2 million, which is about 60% of our total. So I've added a second matter converter and queued up the two things that we don't have yet to add to our fleet. Laser Gatlings and the Plasma Siege starships. And I figure I can build all of those, plus get a little bit extra from the matter converter. We got a few small waves coming in, not a big deal. They recently added an 11th hybrid in Ceres. We'll want to head in there eventually. But looking primarily at the champion missions remaining, we have Lunrace. I think we can just get there. We've got Falcorum. Now this is a little bit out of our way. We would incur a bunch of wrath by going through here. I'd have to go into the deep striking territory if we went there. So I think I'm going to wait till we expand more to hit that. I can just get to Dembowska thanks to this super long wormhole. Hop down in there. There's also a Craddock Method, which is directly off of this. And I probably want to take that one last just before we go into Themis here. So this is number 6. I figure Lunrace number 7, Dembowska number 8, and then we'll have to expand before we hit the last two in Falcorum and a Craddock Method. So if I can swing it, I'd like to get all 3 of these and whatever resources we can get from them before the Exo Wave hits. Now that's a very open question, but that's sort of my goal, and then do limited rating if anything in between. Just really focus on the champion for now and then expand at that point. So that's what we're looking at in the broader picture for hopefully the next few sessions. So if we pop in here, and of course first of all we just want to heal up. Alright, all of our new modules in place. Let's go after this guy. Okay, that's just a Mark 1 EMP Guardian. Worst thing that's going to happen is we're going to lose a couple scouts there. I'm not worried about that. And this thing easily dispatching everything it runs across. The other thing we have here is the special ability is a repair field. This is not, so we don't have the Shadow Shield. We've got a repair field with the Neinzul. We'll get into that in a bit. It requires 500 Shadow Charge. So right now we're just trying to close the gap, and there goes AMP Guardian heading off more. Close the gap and get into the fight. And we want to distract its fire from everything else. That's our number 1 goal. And then it's primarily chasing the Neinzul. And you'd think it'd be dangerous for us to get in here. You can see our hull is fine. And the vampirism is a big part of that. Like, experimenting with this, I found I was basically able to counteract the damage. Now it's heading off here and trying to chase down that one Neinzul Enclave. We're just going to head with it and fire away. Now we've got a group like this. Now I want to try this out. Let's just set this. And it has to be really close to them for it to work. But if we set it there, and it's starting to shoot off a repair beam or two, it's weird. I haven't found a really good determiner on when it will shoot off right next. It seems to want to repair the most damaged thing in its radius. But in any case, it can help preserve our other stuff some. And you can see still, our hull was at 99%. It just went back up to 100, so it's doing just fine. Now, on the other hand, this is only down to 93%. This is not going to be a short fight, and this is probably another good spot if I can get these repaired at all before they die. So let's just go ahead and throw that in there. I don't think that did much good. But, you know, it's the only thing I can use my shadow charge for, so it doesn't hurt anything. And this is really weird because due to the vampirism, I'm doing enough damage that I can just hang around forever right next to this thing. And my bombers take off some of the hits. And I can just keep firing. And you can see we've got all these other ships firing, and yeah, some of them are going to get blown up. But I'm, absorbing as much of its damage as possible. Okay, this thing's trying to float around in here. It's still getting chased, but it's going to make it to the wormhole. And this is actually really good for us because now it's coming within range of our more powerful guns from the large starbase. So everybody fire. So now it's run away. Yep, and then it takes out that one. It's looking for more targets. See, we don't have enough yet. So once we get back up to 500, then we'll see what the next best thing is that we can use this for. We're at 99%, and we're, again, hardly taking any damage. But even if we did start taking some, then it would just, revert back to the concept where we would just go back and repair. We're obviously not going to take any significant amount. Okay, here we go. This seems like a good spot. Hopefully it'll repair that starbase, if nothing else. But mostly we're just going to fly around with this thing. And we're starting to have an effect now. Now it's over a quarter. So this doesn't even look like it's going to take that long overall. We just got to keep pounding it. Keep repairing. At this point, I'm going to do most of the rest of this off screen because it's going to be the same thing. It's going to chase down all these enclaves, and we're going to kill it as quick as possible, and I'm going to put up repair stations, and oh, I got a little too far away. Try to stay in close to it, and yeah, that's about all there is here, so I'll come back when we've got this thing almost taken out. Now, a few minutes later, I reached a point where I think we ran out of Neinzul enclaves now. Like, we've saved a few of them, most of them got destroyed, etc., but now it's focusing in on us and our star bases, and that's not good. Now, on the other hand, it is down to less than half health, so that is a thing. And I'm just sort of hoping that we can wear it down. And I'm not... The starbase is going to go before I get any more. Yeah. So that's an interesting little wrinkle that's gotten thrown in here. It's just over a third. And now it's taken on another starbase. I'm hoping I can get a repair center up to at least delay that destruction. We've gradually added more and more ships shooting at it, so it's going down faster. But not fast enough. Nope, we didn't get that one. Okay. It's down in the red now. It's at 31%. And yeah, it's heading over here. Okay, now it's going to start shooting at this. And I'm going to put up a repair facility. Please do something useful before you die. I don't even see any repair beams coming off of it. Can it not repair these? All nearby friendly units can't repair golems. Might not be able to repair those. Okay. And this thing's down to 22%. Why is it going off? Okay, now I think it's going after our main starbase, and we could be in trouble here. I might not even actually win this. Because I don't know if we can kill it fast enough. 19%. There we go, and now it's going to shoot off at our main starbase, which has a lot more health, but it's going to go down pretty quick under this kind of firepower. I wonder if I don't think my radar dampening is going to do a whole lot of good. But let's try. Yeah, it doesn't care about that. 9%. Oh, it's so close. 7. But this is almost dead. I don't think we're going to make it. 6%. Nope. And that's it. We have failed. So close, but like... And we can look at the failure message, I guess. Destroyed the last facility. All the fleeing Neinzul enclaves have been scattered or been destroyed. So we've got to find a way to kill it more quickly. So in service of that, I'm going to try one different configuration. So I tried putting missile launchers instead of the bombers, and my ship got torn up very quickly. I really need that distracting effort from them. So I just tried the same thing again and tried to do a little better. And I think I did it a little better, but I'm not sure if it was good enough. It's now heading in on our big starbase, and it's at 14%. And I basically just tried to be a little more strategic and, you know, get my repair stations up immediately. I was able to get a little bit more firepower on it sooner, at 13% now. The question is, was it enough? And we're about to find out. I should be able to get one more repair station up. And I've got the... theoretically, I can just put it like right out here, and it should repair, you know, all of these ships. I was able to get one of them that sent out a bunch of beams right after I placed it, but most of them just seemed to sit there and not do much. Continued. So, yeah, either way, yeah, see there, I don't know why that one is sending out all these beams and I couldn't get it to do as much before, but that's going to make those ships survive a little bit longer, do more damage. It's at 9%. This is going to be really close. It's going to be closer than last time, but I don't know if it's good enough. Come on, kill it. Kill it. I don't think it is. Nope. There it goes. So we got it down to 4%, a couple percent lower than last time, but clearly I'm just not ready for this mission yet. So we'll come back to this another time. The thing is, I know they get more difficult as time goes on. So like coming back here will make it even harder. But I don't have... I would need like a really strong main gun to hit it with. Plus, you know, all this other stuff. Like if I had the photon cannon leveled up a few times, maybe I could use some bombers with that, with the Spire ship. And then go back and repair, and maybe that would be enough to do something. But I'm close, but I don't know that there's any improvement I can make that's going to make this go better. So I'm just going to move on to a different mission. So here we are in Lunrace, and I tried to go to Dembowska, but they gave me the same mission. And I was wondering if it was only going to let me try that one, like I had to somehow get by that one before I could do any of the other Nebula missions. But I'm thinking now maybe there's a randomness to which one it gives you. And I just happened to turn that one up twice in a row. For all I know, I could have gone back to Phoebe and gotten different missions such as this one. But having said that, this is Allies Under Attack. It appears to be achievable, and so I'm hoping I can get some upgrades from this one that will allow me to finally defeat the Ravenous Shadow in a later session. So here's what they say about this one. Commander, our Shadow vessel has entered the Lunrace Nebula, and there's quite a brawl in progress. On one side, 3 of our allies, the Epsilon Eridani Remnant, the Shattered Pillar Zenith, and the Grey Spire. On the other, the Shadow's Fang Raiders and the Neinzul Astrids. Apparently, the various splinter groups have figured out that we cannot stand alone. Okay, so we've got like a pitched battle between a couple of unified factions. It's sort of an Axis versus Allies type of thing. The tactical situation looks grim. Our allies were in the process of setting up a joint base, but are still too early in that process to hold off this kind of attack. None of the combatants has much time to chat, but Gustav of the Eridani remembers our earlier assistance and sends word that they have more production facilities coming online. Perhaps if we can help them avoid losing any core bases, victory will be possible. In their usual poetic form, the Shattered Pillar expressed relief at our arrival. The Grey Spire have really put their backs, if that's the word, into the defense. After seeing what they could do against those malfunctioning Dyson Gatlings, I'm glad to have them on our side. Good thing we hurt the Sorrow's Fang at the earlier confrontation with the Eridani. They still have far more strength than I'm comfortable with, but this may be the edge we need. Readings from the asteroid bases indicate they're still recovering from their defeat against the Shattered Pillar and Dark Spire. All told, this looks to be a fierce battle. Hopefully we can hold out long enough for our allies to get sufficient production online. Okay, so I think the basic idea here is this is sort of a second tier of mission, and we had to defeat them earlier in order to set all this up. And if we hadn't won those earlier missions, then, you know, the groups that are allies would really be up against it here. So we've got this center area. We've got 3 large star bases and 3 small ones. Together they've got 2 large star bases and 6 small ones. So I mean, overall that looks pretty even to me, and throw our cruiser weight into it, maybe we can get something done. Now let's definitely switch around what we have. We lost 2 shields on the way in, and I'm just going to throw up bombers and place them. In general, I like the idea of having an equal amount, like half of my shield area on shields and the rest on weapons. We're not going to have any use for these nano subverters, so I'm going to put lasers and flak in place of those. And then we've still got a couple MLRS. That seems to me to be a good mix of our available weapons. So let's go get ourselves outfitted, and then we've got to pick a side because we've got up and down here. And let's just see what happens there. So the battle has begun in Lunrace, and of course we're going to gradually get experience here. And I want to help whichever side needs it more. And it looks like, at least initially, that maybe this side is having the worst of it. So we're going to head upwards. The first thing I want to do is defend. Well, actually, the first thing I want to do is get properly outfitted. Second thing I want to do is defend. There we are. Now, what do we have? Okay. Looks like we're holding them off pretty well for now. Let's go on the attack. They're trying to knock out this middle starbase. I never like attacking the middle, but we can't really tell them what to do. We've kind of got to do whatever... Yeah, okay. Whatever comes to us. Throw up another one. Just sort of let all of those ships fly by for now. And I want to just sustain this attack as much as I can. Whoops, yeah, these are going down fast. And that's going to be my last one. Okay, we got that down a little more than halfway, but now it's time to get out. Little bits of damage to those. This one, yeah, this one's starting to hurt now. Okay. So they're hurting a lot more on this side. Let's switch directions. We've got to take some time to recover some Shadow Shield anyway. Recover some shields. There we go. A little bit of assist on the starbase on the way by. And let's try to defend this one so that... because this is the Sorrow's Fang now that's giving a piece of their mind. Not a whole lot of action over here at the moment. So I'm just sort of going to chill out. And I think I just want to try throwing my weight around a little bit more with the cruiser. Just getting right in the middle of the fight. Because between our shields and our increased guns and everything, we should be able to take some of these down a little bit quicker. Okay, let's... we're too far away. Let's go back. Throw up another shield. That last shield might not have been necessary. But in any case, we're pounding them down. And what's going on up here? Ah, they've already taken down one starbase. So we should begin to see more of the upper hand over here. That's still at 84%. So I don't have to use the Shadow Shield nearly as much, I don't feel like. And yeah, we came over here as like at 66%. It's still at 60. They've taken out another starbase. Really kicking butt on this side. On the other hand, that one's down to 54. How we doing? Yeah, we're not doing much on the attack over here. I'm going to stay over here and just... I'm hoping to like do enough to propel some attacks that way. Yeah, and we're killing them quickly enough, I feel like, that I don't even... For now, at least, I'm going to save the Shadow Charge for when I go on the attack. Like, our shields are taking some pounding, but I can recover those in between these waves. So that I can... Yeah, alright, now we're going to back up. We're getting a little bit too close. And that one is down to 75. Okay, so we're gradually making progress. The tide turning more and more. You know what? There's a whole bunch. We've got a decent amount of shadow. Yeah, get out there. I want to throw something up here quick. Yeah. Let's because we've got a whole bunch on the attack here. Another one. If I can just protect them and let them pound this. Another one. There we go. One starbase down. And then let's throw one up here. Get over that way more. Why is that not repairing me? There we go. For some reason that starbase didn't want to contribute for a while. Okay, anyway, the Sorrow's Fang finally getting worn down some. But meanwhile, over here, yeah, we took a bit of a hit there. We're down to 31, so this is still the area that needs me the most. But, having said that, let me get out here. See if I can throw up a couple shields while this attack is still going on. There we go. Throw one up there. Come on. Let's get back here and defend. And this sort of in-between area seems to be a good place for me to hang out a lot. Okay, down to 27 and 28. But we're about to take down that one. So I think this is going to be typical to what many of our fights have been, where we sort of have a situation, we're going to have one. We're going to lose us probably one of each starbase before this is over. Let's put one right out there. Yeah, but that's in range of their big gun, so... Whoops, one more. There we go. Okay, didn't need that last one. Retreat. So now they're down to just the one big starbase in the upper section. You are down to 27. You are at 20. Let's defend over here a bit. Matter of fact, let's throw up another shield. There we go. That defense happened. Now let's move back this way. 17%. So it's getting dicey. Yeah, you're down to the big ones. So we're down to the big ones now. And I feel like once again we just want to pick a side and build up our shadow charge. Come on, flow this way. Flow! Okay, let's get in there. Give them a little bit of assistance. Oh, some of them going in further. Throw one up there. That's about all we can do for now. I'm not ready to join in a big assault. We did lose this starbase. So we've lost one. And the rest of this should survive well, and they're mounting a nice attack over here. All of that points toward I should really keep focusing down this way, because if I can protect this one for as long as possible. This isn't that big of a group. I'm hoping they'll see, because they're sending more this way. So they're sending a lot of their force out this way. If I just keep defensive here, once this one goes down, yeah, this is going to be all over for them soon. There we go. They've wiped everything out. They're clearing out the rest of these, and now it's only about Sorrow's Fang. So I think they're going to have a really hard time mounting much of anything here in a minute. Everything's going to flood down this way. Oh, there it goes. Well, that was quick. Interceptor Bay Module and Slicer Bay Module. We'll have to take a look at what those do. But Allies victorious. Excellent news! Our allies in the Lunrace Nebula have triumphed over the attacking Sorrow's Fang and Neinzul asteroids. Our friends here could be powerful help indeed if they can solidify their position. We've had our setbacks in the nebulae, but with relics like the ones recovered here, we may be able to gain a decisive advantage over the AI. And if we can survive the AI, surely we can handle whatever we run into out here. Okay, so feeling a lot more positive about our campaign. Slicer Bay Module. Okay, launching facility for very short-lived slicer drones. The Interceptor Bay. Short-lived interceptors. Okay, so what I think I want to do is just Well, obviously we've got the usual. Oh, we got a production facility from each of these. So we're getting a lot of stuff in now. Yeah, and it just upgrades the amount. They're the same kind of ships we've had before, but it just upgrades the amount of them that we can have. We can have up to 6 of those, 9 of these. Okay. So I think what I want to do here is just test these out. Like, let's say we did 1 slicer and 1 interceptor, and I'm not sure that they'll actually activate in here, but let's see. And let's also, because we still get, yeah, we got 200 metal there, 100,000 energy there. Yeah, so this one was a big deal, and we got another achievement. Okay. Okay, where do I need to go for you to activate? Now that the battle's over, they don't want to. Let's self-destruct. There we go. Now let's head off to Aurora, which is the closest system. They're building something, so we'll have to watch that. But okay, this is an interceptor drone. Okay, they're good against close combat, light, medium, polycrystal. Slicer drones are a melee ship. They do 180 per second damage, but they have to reach the target. I think I still like the bomber bays better. So, what do I want to spend my 2 points on? I'm wondering about the impulse reaction cannon. Very, very effective against targets with high energy use. I might want to try that out. And then if it works well, maybe use Zenith or Spire ship with that equipped against the lovely Ravenous Shadow. The other option is these would do more damage, but still not that much if I upgraded these. But it would help us a little bit, and we didn't need a lot of help. So I'm really not sure which direction I want to go on that, but I think I probably want to try out the impulse reaction cannon beforehand. And I'm not even sure that's the next mission I'm going to get. I just think it's probable. Okay, so we've got the hybrid facility. They've finally settled in, so it might be best to do a little bit of raiding first and then go back. It's probably the path I'm going to take. But hey, another successful mission, another couple of upgrades, and nice boost in resources with getting those 3 sets of ships, plus lots more energy. So our economic situation looking great right now. Hopefully more to come. But that'll wait till next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. More AI War will continue.